Coming up, we take a look at new faces in the theater department,
a student with a traumatic brain injury,
and tonight's homecoming game against Byron Nelson.
This is Hawk TV for Friday, September 23rd.
Shut up and sit down.
Good morning, Hebron High School. I'm Drew Vaughn.
And I'm Lindsay Yu. Last summer, senior Avery Crow suffered a number of major concussions that have had a large impact on her life. Beth Christensen has the story.
Senior Avery Crow suffered a traumatic brain injury last summer and has been dealing with the aftershocks ever since.
I was at a soccer showcase and I went up to head the ball and I got hit head on head, and then I stayed in the game, and the other girl got taken off in a stretcher, and then I hit my head on the ground a few more times, and then my coach thought I was about to pass out, and so he called me over and started asking me all these questions, and the concussion tests, where are we, stuff like that, and I passed it 100, and then I woke up the next morning and I was just very off. And I went to the trainer, and they just said I needed to go get checked out.
When the injury first occurred, none of Crow's friends thought that the concussion would cause so many problems.
Honestly, at first, we all thought it was funny because she used this weird voice, and she had all these imaginary friends that she made up, and she acted like a 5-year-old. We all thought that it was going to be weird for a couple of days, and it was going to blow over, and we were never going to hear about it again. But then it started to become more serious when we started realizing how her symptoms were a lot more serious than we had expected, and when it didn't go away is when we all started to have some real concern.
Due to the concussions, Crow has to do eye therapy to work on her vision problems along with other therapies.
At 2 times a week, maybe cranial sacral therapy, which works on my balance, and it helps me with my pain. And then I recently just went to the new doctor yesterday, and I'm doing I have all this back spine damage and neck damage.
Even with physical therapy and old medicines, there are still new problems occurring.
Every time everything is going good, or we think that a new medicine is really actually helping, something else gets thrown in the way of.
Since the injury, Crow has been working to raise awareness of the problems that concussions cause.
She has done so many things to speak out and spread awareness about her condition and about other concussions that aren't like hers, but concussions are becoming a really common thing with all the sports and stuff, and I think that she can make a path with that kind of thing and help other people.
Even with all the hard times that come with the concussions, the people that Crow have relationships with see a good future for her.
Stronger. Just even though she's had times where she can't remember stuff, it makes us stronger as a whole, because I can kind of re-experience it with her, and she can learn it again. And yeah, just falling in love with her over and over again.
Reporting for Hawk TV, I'm Beth Christensen. Now back to the studio.
Thanks, Beth. For a print version of Crow's story and additional information, go to HebronHawkeye.com.
3 of the 4 theater directors are new this year. Cole Phillips takes a closer look into the changes in the program.
This summer, the theater program got 3 new directors: Encore director Ryan Heitzman, Bravo director Corey Broom, and technical director Elizabeth Schur. Andrea Troop, the only returning director, has had the job of acclimating them to the program.
Well, it's definitely a huge adjustment. It's very different because, you're not only teaching classes and kids this year, I'm also teaching my new coworkers.
And Heitzman says that Miss Troop has been essential to the new directors finding a place in Hebron Theater.
Without Miss Troop, there's no doubt about it, the 3 directors would be lost. She really has helped us to kind of find out what has already been established and what has already worked. There's no use in going into something, a new program or an old program, and reinventing the wheel. What has worked for me in the past may not work for Hebron.
Theater president Bailey Ray says that while difficult at first, having new directors hasn't been a bad thing.
It all comes with a challenge. People are still getting used to the directors, and the directors are still getting used to us as students. But overall, I think it's coming together really nicely as musical and fall shows are getting set in place. We're starting to really get a grasp of how these new directors work.
Heitzman hopes for Hebron Theater to be a network of people who support each other and who help each other grow.
I mean, my vision is to bring the three styles that are from the new directors, making sure that our actors from Encore, Bravo, Entr'acte, even Theater One, and so on and so forth, that we establish a good network and a team that will continue to grow and support each other.
Even with 3 new directors, Hebron Theater season will start quickly with shows such as The Farnsworth Invention, Beggar's Opera, and this year's musical, Footloose. This is Cole Phillips for Hawk TV. Back to the studio.
Thanks, Cole. The theater department's first production will be The Farnsworth Invention in the first weekend in November. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. This fall, junior Paige Freeberg began a new program promoting her passion for tap. I got to take a closer look into the story.
Ever since she was a little girl, junior Paige Freeberg has found joy in tap dancing and has expressed it through her actions.
Tap dance has always been my favorite. It's always been my #1 passion. And there's just something about tap dancing that just fits me and it expresses my joy.
Freeberg has recently started an organization to bring tap dancers together to share their love for this art form.
I've created a weekly community event called Dallas Tap Experience. And basically every week a different tap dancer will come and teach a class, and then after that it will be followed by an hour-long jam. So it's really great. Like, I'm really excited for this opportunity.
I've met a lot of different people through tap dancing, from different backgrounds, from different ages, and that's how I met Paige.
The classes are led by professionals and also students like Freeberg. It allows tap dancers to learn more about musicality, improvisation, and teaching.
As a young tap dancer, you're never too young to be creating. You're never too young to push yourself and to keep working hard and to create things for yourself.
Oftentimes, teaching is specific to the student. So I think what makes a good teacher is the ability to recognize those differences in every student and try and teach them individually.
By starting this program, Freeberg has learned how to start and manage a business by sending out emails, handling money, and giving an outreach for the Dallas Tap Experience.
It's been so neat to say I've been doing this myself, and in a humble way too. It's just been it gives me so much appreciation for people who run their own businesses or who have their own foundation, all in with tap dancing. I know this is what I want to do with my life, but I also am going to have a job where I'm supporting myself, and I just want to have a way where I can incorporate it all and be successful in that way.
This is Lindsay Yu reporting for Hawk TV. Now back to the studio.
The next Dallas Tap Experience will take place next Saturday, October 1st.
With the homecoming game tonight and dance tomorrow, we decided to test students and faculty on their knowledge of the tradition. Let's go to Cole with Cole on the Concrete.
Hi, I'm Cole Phillips with Hawk TV. This is Cole on the Concrete. I have a few questions to ask you about homecoming. Here we go. When was the first homecoming ever?
Several years ago.
Close enough. What is going to be Hebron's opponent for this homecoming game in 2 weeks?
Byron Nelson. Be there.
And shall we expect to win?
We shall.
Okay, who is our opponent for homecoming?
Capel, I think.
We're playing Byron Nelson. Get it right.
We playing Byron Nelson, and we finna get the dub, too.
Are you ready? Yes. Okay. When was the first homecoming game of all time?
Ever. 1342 BC.
Close. It was 1911. It was Kansas University versus Missouri. And what is the Hebron football team's current win record?
2-1.
Okay, what is our opponent for homecoming?
Marcus.
We're playing Byron Nelson. Where are we going next, guys? Why is it called homecoming?
Because we're coming home.
Who is coming home?
The Hawks.
Actually, it's welcoming home alumni, but thank you for participating. We're out. Okay, who is our opponent for homecoming?
I should know this. I should really know this. Not Plano. Byron Nelson.
There you go. Okay. Why is it called homecoming?
Because that's where, everyone comes home.
Who comes home?
Like all the alumni from Hebron, right?
You're the first person to get it right. What is Hebron's current win and loss record? Football games.
Right now we 2-1, but it don't matter. We finna go like 10-1. And we going to the playoffs.
I like this guy. Right answer. The best up top. Thank you very much.
Expecting a challenge, the football team takes on Byron Nelson tonight for the homecoming game.
I expect to see a really, really tough challenge from them. Just throwing everything they could possibly kitchen sink at us, to be honest with you. Just bringing everything, trying to give us different looks, trying to trick plays, having all sorts of different things to try to get us off. But I do think it's going to be a tough, challenging game.
Obviously, we want to go out and perform well. The big strategy is continue to do the things that we've been doing and just continue to improve upon them.
While the game may be a complex challenge, the team continues to work on specific strategies against Byron.
We're going to have a savage mindset the day of the game because every game day, every Friday, we lock in, we come ready to play and go 100%.
Getting a win on Friday against Byron Nelson is going to be a big part of allowing us to be able to reach the goals that we want to achieve.
Come see your Hawks play the Bobcats tonight at the Woodshed. Reporting from Hawk TV, I'm Elena Barnes. Now back to the studio.
Thanks, Elena. Tonight's game starts at 7:30 at the Woodshed.
Also in action this weekend, volleyball plays Byron Nelson tonight at 6:30. Boys golf is competing in the Bart Granger Memorial Tournament, and cross country has a meet tomorrow in McKinney. That's it for today's broadcast. I'm Drew Vaughn.
And I'm Lindsay Yu. Have a great rest of your day.